What's going on, people? My name is Tommy T, and we have
Courtney Elliott.
Courtney Elliott. And the problem is she's a young lady. And the topic today is, where's the disconnect with the older generation and the young generation? Why is it so much like disrespect? What's your take? Why? I mean,
I would say that it's just a lack of understanding. A lot of the older generation haven't evolved because of tradition. They want to stay the same. And a lot of times those old school ways and old ways don't really work, especially when it comes to thinking.
Okay.
And your approach. This is new. So, and it goes back to like generational curses and patterns and cycles. A lot of those don't want to be addressed, and they need to be able to build that connect and that respect again, because that's just trauma past, holding someone against something from something old. And a lot of times it's not even intentional, but it just happens because of what was fed or what was allowed.
That's a good answer. Wow, that was real nice. So I know you're talking about tradition and because like me being older, the thing was, when somebody said no, it was no. It wasn't no explaining. Your parents didn't have to explain nothing to you. If they said no, it was no. But a lot of y'all, it's like they have to explain to y'all why they said no. You can't do something to know you. You know what I mean? It's like pulling teeth. Like when I tell you no, and that's what back in my days, your parents no mean no. Just like when it's time to get something to eat, whatever your parents was cooking, that's the hell you was gonna eat. If it was hot dog, hamburgers, it wasn't no. Your parents would come in and say, "Hey, what do you want today? Do you want steak? Do you want fish?" You didn't get no choice. Whatever your parents was cooking was what you was gonna eat. And if you didn't eat, if you didn't want it, your ass just didn't eat. And it wasn't no like you going to eat some cereal or you can make something else. Your parents told you, if you ain't eating what I'm cooking, your ass just ain't eating tonight. Right. So what you got?
So I understand that. I have seen with my sister, she has children that she later does explain why she did say no, because she understood how it felt having the answer no and not an explanation. And I see that with some no's in her explanation that her child isn't prone to doing it again. So because of having understood why she said no, it builds that, like we said, that respect more. And sometimes she does say no, I'm the adult in some situations. Yeah. But when you can explain it, I feel like it's better to explain. And then a lot of times, you eat what you eat at home, or you just be hungry. Yeah. Because that was just the situation. But as my parents worked hard and built what they could, so we could have options, because they know how that felt not to have options, want to build that certain lifestyle. Okay. Not saying, it's just in your posture and your attitude towards it. I'm thankful, I was able to have options, but don't take it for granted. That's what my father will always remind me, like, don't take it for granted, because you can have without, you can go without. You can go without,
you gonna eat what we got. If it's hot dogs, then it's hot dogs.
Yeah, but it's become more without that training and without being able to talk about being grateful for what you have, it's just become spoiled and obligated. Yeah. And I think a lot of people, don't remind their children this is not an obligation, this is a privilege. And that's where the disconnect comes in at.
Well, you need to be the spokeswoman for the young people. You hitting everything on the nail, and then you talking educated at the same time. That's good. That's love. But so what about when like young people, like when somebody old say, hey, how they talk to old people? the young people, they talk to old people reckless. Why?
Now, that I couldn't. It goes back to what was allowed. Like when the parent, a lot of these parents grew up with their kids, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And a lot of them didn't have that opportunity to mature or the stability or structure. So we're like brother and sister. You're not telling me nothing because you never implemented these rules.
Yeah.
So the way I talk to you or what you allow is the same way I'm gonna think is okay to talk to my elders.
Got you. So if the parent allowing them to talk to them like that, then they figure I can talk to anybody like that. I talk to my mom and my daddy like that.
And then if you're not addressing it at the appropriate time, like when you catch it and you don't say nothing, you try to say something later, it's just gonna go one ear out the other.
Yeah, because the new generation, they think it'd be funny when them little kids say something bad or cuss and they laugh. I like that. You ain't gonna like that when they get older. I'm telling you, because that's embarrassing. You take them somewhere and then they start cussing you, either cussing or talking to you crazy in front of everybody at the store. Everybody gonna be looking at you like,
they try to normalize that. Oh, it's because they excuse everything. It's because this and that. Then you try to guilt trip your own self for not correcting the behavior.
Yeah. You know what tripped me out? A lot of people, because there's a lot of people having ADHD. Right? Mm-hmm. I think I had it. You know, I think I still got it.
Big. But that and autism.
But this the thing, right? Because all there is being hyper. Mm-hmm. Back in the days, we I ain't gonna say all of us, but I know I probably had it. I probably still got it or whatever. Mm-hmm. But what we did, your parents say, go outside and play. There wasn't no pills, no medicine. Oh, you hyper, you need to go outside and play. You run up and down that street for a couple hours, you come back in, about 8 o'clock at night, you was ready to go to sleep. Because you played all day. You ran all that energy out. We didn't have no medicine for that. Now they give kids medicine to slow this down, to speed this up, so they can do this. I didn't think they just pumping so much medicine in these kids, they don't know how to act.
Some of them, it's just a balance, because I think performance-wise in your intellect and then physically would be different. Intellectually, I think a lot of people would have advanced or been in a better position had they had something to help them just slow down for a moment to concentrate. It's not to slow you down, like to make you zombie or disassociate because you're just so hyped. No, it's so you can focus.
Okay.
A lot of times people don't know how to channel that, because they are quote unquote so hyper. No, you just need something to focus. And I'm sure your performance within school, because a lot of times it wasn't necessarily because at home you're running around, it's really at school there's the issue. Because I can't slow down because my mind is going so fast. My performance, that's what I'm considered misbehaved or special, or I need to be in special ed. No, I just need something to help me focus.
Gotcha.
And that's literally what some medicine do. Now, other times I get what you're saying. They prone medicine. Yes, go outside, give them some activity or something, as an alternate than the medication. But as far as school, yes, you need something to help you focus. It is extremely hard for them, and I've seen the difference because I have family members with ADHD, and as soon as they had them able to focus, they're like this on point for everything, and I'm like, oh well, thank you Jesus for something.
So we're almost to your destination. Anybody want to give a shout out to, say hi, bye to?
Not really. But okay, shout out to my parents. I was thankful that God gave me parents well educated and on these topics, and raised me in a good, strong Black household. So shout out to my parents, and shout out to everyone trying. Okay, be an advocate for the young folk, communicate, because a lot of things are just miscommunicated. Try to understand, be open-minded to understanding. That's all I have to say.
And to the parents of her, y'all did a good job. She's a well-spoken, young, nice, intelligent young lady.
Thank you.
Peace.
Bye.